All right, hello and welcome to the webinar for Tufts University's pre-college programs for high school students in the STEM fields. For those of you who are not familiar with the acronym, STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. We are delighted to have you join us this evening. Over the next half hour or so, you'll have the opportunity to learn more about the exciting possibilities for study on Tufts campus this summer. My name is Megan McCormick, and I am the administrator of pre-college programs and an alumna of Tufts undergrad. I graduated in 2017 with a major in music and community health. I'm here with my colleague.
And I'm Alicia Raybeck. I'm the director of Tufts Pre-College Programs, and we're glad to be with you today. If at any point during the presentation you have difficulty hearing us, we encourage you to try calling in directly on your phone and entering the webinar's passcode, which we're showing you on the screen right now. You may not need the passcode, but we're giving you these details right now just to make note of in case you do have any technical difficulties. We're going to start today by providing you with a brief overview of the great options in STEM fields that we're offering this summer. And along the way, we'll talk about the application process. After that, we'll answer the questions that you've sent us, as well as any other questions you'd like to ask us during this time. We will answer any questions that we don't get to over email after we wrap. We want to respect your time, so we'll spend about 15 minutes talking through the programs, and then we'll use the remainder of the webinar to respond to those questions, ending around 7:30 or whenever we run out of questions. So we're recording right now, and we will post this presentation online after we're done, and you'll be able to access it for reference.
So let's get started. We have two shorter STEM programs that we call PreCollege Intensives that dig into one specific subject area in detail. They are the two-week program called Engineering Design Lab, which provides experiential opportunities in the fields of electrical and mechanical engineering, and a three-week offering, Programming and App Design, which gives participating students the chance to learn two programming languages, as well as other really useful skills that complement this knowledge. Both of these programs are rooted in experiential learning. Students apply what they're learning immediately to real-world projects. In addition to these intensives, we have several longer programs. The Tufts Summer Research Experience, which places students in labs to do mentored research with Tufts faculty for 6 weeks. And if you're interested in taking STEM courses at Tufts, we also have a lot of options, which we'll discuss when we touch on our two other 6-week programs, the Tufts College Experience and the Summer Session for High Schoolers. Both of these programs provide students with the chance to tackle college-level coursework in a whole spectrum of STEM fields.
So we're going to begin by discussing our STEM pre-college intensive, starting with Engineering Design Lab, or EDL for short. EDL, which takes place from July 14th to July 26th, is perfect for students who are interested in getting more direct experience in the field of engineering. Additionally, this is a 2-week program that can be commuter or residential, and it's not for credit. Students taking part in the Engineering Design Lab get to take advantage of Tufts' new state-of-the-art makerspace, which includes equipment like laser cutters, 3D printers, table saws, drill presses, and soldering irons. The goal of EDL is to give students broad experience in the field of engineering, walking you through the process of engineering design from idea to creation, and along the way honing your practical skills and giving you tons of hands-on experience. You'll notice that's a theme tonight. During the first week, speakers will focus on offering students a practical grounding in the challenges of engineering, discussing their ongoing work, the obstacles that can arise as they try to achieve their design goals, and how they solve those complications using the resources of their labs, refining and changing their original designs as they go. The idea is to give students a good blueprint to a process that you will be mirroring in your own work and really immerse you in the life of working engineers. In the second week, the focus will shift a bit, and students will hear from outside experts working for a host of different institutions and companies in order to get broader exposure to the various paths that are open to you should you choose a future career in the field. And we're showing you the overview schedule for the second week on the screen right now. Students should leave with a good sense of what it means to be a working engineer today. Meanwhile, you will also be learning or refining your knowledge of how to use the tools at your disposal for engineering to create prototypes for design challenges. You will have those challenges posed to you by Tufts faculty. You'll brainstorm solutions, refine your ideas, and come up with a plan for building. You'll work in small groups to tackle these challenges, generating and tweaking your prototypes, honing your critical thinking skills as you address the difficulties that can arise when you work from concept to execution. You will present your prototypes at a capstone exhibition, answering questions and receiving feedback from both faculty and your peers. The application process for this program consists of an online application, a parent permission form, one letter of recommendation, and an official high school transcript. You can have your guidance counselor email us, as you can see on the screen, at summer@tufts.edu from their official school account, or if that's not possible, the transcript can be sent via snail mail to the address on the screen.
Next, we're going to talk about our pre-college intensive programming and app design, also known as PAD. PAD is a 3-week program available to both commuter and residential students, and it carries Tufts credit. This summer, the program will be held from July 14th to August 2nd. The great thing about this program is that it's designed to offer students the chance to acquire some incredibly useful coding skills, regardless of your previous level of experience in the area. You can be a programming newbie or the person who does coding for your school's robotics team and still get a lot out of this program. We assess student skill level early on and place you accordingly in small groups, but you'll have a lot of support and oversight from our program assistants who work closely with students and supplement the instructor's lessons. Over the course of the program, students will really be immersed in the field of coding and app development, with a focus on app design to address real-life challenges and needs. Again, this is a very hands-on program that's great for students who learn by doing. Through PAD, you will learn 2 different programming languages, both of which are in heavy use today, Python and R, as well as a host of complementary skills like natural language processing. You'll take what you're learning and apply it directly to developing your own app, which you'll pitch to a panel at the end of the program. As you can see on the screen, you'll have morning classes in the 2 coding languages, followed by training sessions, and then time in the afternoon to work on applying what you've learned with an oversight by the program assistants and the instructor. As the program progresses, the afternoon time will shift its focus as you start working in small groups to develop and build your own app for presentation to the expert panel at the program's culmination. You'll spend the first week learning R, which is an open source programming language and free software environment that's for using statistical computing and graphics. You'll hear the term big data a lot today. R is a tool that helps you, among other things, assess and manipulate all that data and present it in formats that make sense, often graphics, through data visualization. Then, students will move on to learn Python, one of the most popular programming languages in use today. You've seen Python in action all over the internet, though you probably didn't know it. When Netflix suggests movies you might like, that's Python at work. You'll also encounter it working behind the scenes on sites like YouTube and Instagram. Python is an easily readable language that's designed to adapt and change, anticipating future growth, and its clean and compact language makes it a really popular method of adding functionality to existing sites. In short, these 2 languages, which can be used in concert, give you some incredibly useful tools that you can apply to your own projects or use in your possible future career in the field. A quick Google search will show you that data analytics is an incredibly hot career field right now. Data scientists and data architects were on Forbes' 2018 list of highest paying jobs, as were application and software development manager, software architect, and software engineer manager, among others. The application process for this program consists of an online application, a parent permission form, 1 letter of recommendation, and a high school transcript.
Okay, next we have the Tufts Summer Research Experience, or TSRE. TSRE is a 6-week program held from June 30th to August 9th. It's open to both residential and commuter students, and it is not for credit. TSRE offers high school students a unique opportunity to engage in advanced research in Tufts labs, mentored by faculty and graduate students working in STEM fields. As part of this program, students will be placed, usually in pairs, in the labs of Tufts faculty to participate in the innovative research currently being undertaken by our scientists. You will join the research team for those labs and will expand both your lab skills and your abilities in data analysis. Your lab work will be supplemented by a speaker series in which you'll gain exposure to other cutting-edge scientific work being done across the disciplines, and a journal club where you and your community of fellow future scientists will investigate published work on current breakthroughs in science, strengthening your critical skills and honing your ability to analyze and interpret scientific research in your writing. We have 15 labs available this summer. Now you hear labs and you probably immediately think of fields like biology and chemistry, but we have placements not just in those fields, but also in psychology, urban and environmental planning, and child study and human development, as well as engineering placements in robotics, biomedical and chemical and mechanical engineering. The schedule will vary a bit because of the diversity of the lab placements, but that said, the general pattern is that students will spend the morning and early afternoon focused on their research work in their lab. Then later in the afternoon, depending on the day and the week, you'll hear from a speaker, have journal club, explore Tufts libraries, and do research that supplements your work on your capstone project. The program culminates with a final project that's in line with the kind of work being done at the college level, in which you present a poster addressing a research question that you've explored that relates to the work being done by your host lab. This poster session will give you the chance to gain experience in presenting your work and answering questions posed by both faculty experts and your peers. You'll also get the opportunity to see what all of your fellow TSRE students have been spending their summers on. To be considered for admission to Tufts Summer Research Experience, you must complete the online application, the parent permission form, obtain one letter of recommendation, and submit an official transcript. We also ask you to draft a short statement detailing your research interests and discussing the labs in which you are most interested in being placed. Please note that this program is very popular, and labs may fill up between when you begin your application and when all materials are received. If this happens, we'll reach out to you to explore your options and ask you to consider other lab possibilities.
Now we're going to shift gears and talk about our 2 6-week programs where students take courses in Tufts classrooms alongside college students. There are a number of similarities between these 2 programs, but also some important differences. So we encourage you to pay close attention and make sure you're choosing the right one. First, we have the Tufts College Experience, or TCE, which is a 6-week program that runs from June 30th to August 9th. TCE is exclusively residential. This is one of those important differences I just mentioned, and is designed to model the undergraduate experience at Tufts. Participating students live on campus in Tufts dorms, take 2 Tufts summer courses for which they receive college credit, and have access to a host of other great resources, like free workshops that help you prepare for SAT success or craft the perfect admission essay. Additionally, you participate in our College Prep 101 program on Fridays, which has morning workshops that touch on important skills like how to choose a major and how to write the kind of resume that will help you get an internship. Now, we're talking about this program in the context of a webinar on STEM programs because we have a whole host of different course offerings in the sciences for those of you who are interested in getting a head start on college. You can explore a new subject area that you're curious about, like psychology, or start to knock out some future college requirements that list classes like Calc 1 and 2 and introductory physics. Here on the screen is a sample list of the kinds of science classes that are available to you as a TCE student. You'll see that in addition to offerings in subjects you're familiar with from high school, like chemistry, biology, physics, and math, you can also explore astronomy with classes like cosmology for the curious, or take a class like abnormal psychology or introduction to global health to broaden your understanding of a new field. On the screen, you can see a sample schedule. Your own schedule will, of course, be made up of whatever courses you choose. For those of you who are hands-on learners, there are a number of courses that have a significant experiential learning component. Our Bioinformatics Inquiry Through Sequencing course, which you can see on this schedule, is a great introduction to genomics and genetics laboratory techniques. If you're interested in a future career in medicine, you might want to tackle a lab science course like Chemical Principles, but you might also be interested in taking Health Science Honors, which gives you a glimpse into the daily reality of a future career in medicine through trips to skills labs at area hospitals where you can practice procedures like CPR, intubation, and starting an IV using the high-tech equipment used by medical students. Additionally, since you're going to be with us for 6 weeks, we want to make sure that you have the chance to have some fun. It is summer, after all. Our residential life team plans activities on and off campus. So in addition to movie nights and ice cream socials in the dorm, you'll also have the chance to explore Boston a bit. Take the train downtown and see the sights, get yourself a souvenir, check out a museum, or head out to Six Flags. To apply for the Tufts College Experience, you must submit the online application, the parent permission form, a letter of recommendation, an official transcript, and we will also ask you to pick your top choices of courses. Please note that you will not be officially registered for these courses until you pay the deposit, and courses do fill up. Registration is first come, first served.
Finally, we have Summer Session for High Schoolers, or SSHS. SSHS is like the Tufts College experience in that you take college classes at Tufts for which you receive academic credit. That said, it's quite different in two crucial ways. First of all, the program is exclusively a commuter program. So to attend it, you need to live near enough to commute to Tufts campus, or you could take any of our online course offerings from anywhere in the world with reliable internet access. Secondly, there are 2 sessions with different classes to choose from in each. Both are 6 weeks in length. The first session runs from May 22nd to June 28th, which is before the end of school for a lot of you, but you may have time in your schedule or want to take an online or evening class. The second session takes place from July 2nd to August 9th. Summer Session for High Schoolers is essentially an a la carte program. It's very flexible. You can pick and choose the options that best suit your interests and your schedule. You can take up to 2 classes per term for a total of 4 classes across the 2 sessions, should you so choose. However, if you've got a busy summer and you just want to take 1 class and maybe take advantage of, say, the SAT prep workshop, that's fine too. Across the 2 sessions, we have a total of 140 courses that are open to high school students. Again, these are credit-bearing college courses, and you can request a Tufts transcript after successful completion of the program. Additionally, all students, regardless of whether or not you're residential or commuter, will have access to many of the Tufts buildings. In particular, your Tufts ID will allow you to access the main library, Tisch, as well as the Tufts gym. At the gym, students can use all the workout machines as well as the swimming pool and the indoor track. Once again, to recap, to apply to the Summer Session for High Schoolers, you need to complete the online application, parent permission form, letter of recommendation, and provide us with an official transcript. You'll also have to pick your top choices of courses, and as we mentioned previously, your spot is not secure until you submit payment.
All right, thank you for checking out this overview of Tufts summer offerings in STEM. We'd like to spend the remainder of the time today answering any questions you might have, so feel free to type in some questions
And they're coming in already.
Yeah, so I'll start with one that we got right away is if accepted into the Tufts Summer Research Experience, will students be presented with a choice of lab or will we be assigned to a lab by school? So the way that the Tufts Summer Research Experience application works is within your application, you will write a personal statement in which you state your top 3 choices of labs. You'll explain why in particular that research interests you, why you would be a good candidate for that lab. You'll be able to see the lab listing on our website, so you can check out all those labs and visit the faculty members' websites, learn more about their research.
I would also encourage you to before you apply, to check the listings and see which labs are still open, because we do have some that have already filled, but we are trying to update the PDF that's loaded on that site as soon as a lab fills. So it's current usually as of any given day, but it does change on an ongoing basis because we do have students applying and getting placed every week.
Yeah. So we'll be placing you in your highest choice available lab as we can. The other thing about placing students in labs is that we do work with the faculty members, so to make sure that your experience is a good fit for their research as well. So as long as you are approved by the faculty members, then we will place you in that your highest choice of lab that is still available.
Okay, and looks like we have a question about Engineering Design Lab. Actually, not about Engineering Design Lab, but rather about Summerfuel, which is our residential life vendor. So Summerfuel is an outside company that we contract with that has other programs that they run at Tufts campus, so they have a long-standing relationship with Tufts. They will have, we have a 1-to-10 ratio of RAs to students in the dorms. So basically there's a lot of support within the dorm facilities, wherein you have people you can go to, people who are helping to organize activities, people who you can ask questions of. They're the ones who are sort of responsible for making sure that you are safe and healthy and get where you need to get over the course of the program. They will be somewhat up to speed on the programs that you're doing, and they're going to be working in concert with the program directors. So depending on what program you're doing, for those of you who are in intensives, you might have some fun evening activities that are more specifically related to, like, creative activities in engineering, for example, because we're talking this question from somebody who's in EDL. We have an international relations program, and they might, for example, watch a documentary on something that they're learning about during the day. We try as much as possible to kind of customize the Res Life experience to the student population, but you're all in sort of different cohorts living together in the dorms. Okay, we've got a bunch of questions coming in. I saw a question about, so let's see. Megan, do you want to take another one? Or okay.
So I see a question that came in. Where can I see the list of on-campus and online courses to choose from? Our online courses also for credit. So online courses are also for credit, and you can find the list of both of those the full course list at summer.tufts.edu/courses. You'll be able to see all of the courses that are available this summer, so you should filter specifically to courses for open to high school students. We have, like we mentioned in the presentation, we have a lot of courses that are open to high school students. We work with faculty members at the beginning of the year to make sure that their courses would be acceptable to students who are still in high school versus undergraduate students.
Yeah, so we want to set you up for success and not place you into a class that requires prerequisites that you won't have coming in. So that's one of the big determining factors. I know there was also a question, online courses. Yes, online courses are also for credit. They are just offered through a different venue, but they are regular academic courses that you can take remotely.
And within that course search that I mentioned, the summer.tufts.edu/courses, you can also filter for online courses, so you'll be able to see exactly which courses are being offered online if you would like to take an online course from anywhere in the country.
Yes, and I saw a couple questions come in about TSRE, so I know one of the questions was how long has TSRE been going on, and this is actually our inaugural year of TSRE. It's a shiny new initiative, which we're really excited about. We have a lot of faculty engagement, and it is shaping up to be a really cool program. You're going to have the opportunity to work in these labs, which is not an opportunity that a lot of high school students get, but then you're also going to be sort of plugged into this larger community of scholars who are working across all of the labs, which is one of the things that you'll get exposure to in the journal clubs, where we'll be bringing all of you together as a cohort. It's a pretty small program overall. It's capped at between 30, I think it's capped around 35 is around the number of placements that we have right now. So you're not going to be in a giant group even when you're outside of your lab. And then with respect to evening programming, it will range. I mean, you're here for 6 weeks, so some of the time you may have some academic work that you need to do, or some prep reading that you want to do for your lab. You may just be tired from the day and want to chill and watch a video. There's a fair amount of flexibility really across the time that you're here to do a range of different things, and it's going to look different for the different evenings. And we are working actively with Summerfield to make sure that you get a assortment of different things available to you in the evening that are in line with stuff that you're interested in. Okay, what is the typical student body size of the Pre-College Intensive Engineering Design Lab? So Engineering Design Lab is capped at 40 students. It's currently enrolling, so we're not full quite yet, but it won't be a huge program because of the restrictions of the space, and we want to make sure that you all have access to all of the different machines and resources available within the makerspace. Any other questions that are, we've got a couple that came in beforehand. I just want to make sure we get anything that came in live. Let's see. For the residential program, can students go home during the weekend?
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
I mean, your parents would need to sign you out
Yeah,
just because we want to make sure that you're safe and that we know where you are.
Yep, you are welcome to, if you're, if you have family nearby or you live close by, you're welcome to go off campus with a family member as long as you sign out with our residential life team. We do, like Alethea said, we just like to know where you are when you're here.
So that everybody goes home just the way they came to us, healthy and happy and all of that good stuff. Yeah. Other questions? Did we get another one? Weekend activities for the intensives.
Yeah.
Sure. So weekend activities for the intensives. The intensives will have access to the same weekend activities that that are going on with the 6-week programs. So and those range across the course of the summer depending on where we're at. So there are low-key things like Davis Square, which is really close to us, which you could really walk to or take the shuttle to, has this giant Art Beat festival that they run in the summer and that happens on one weekend. We'll have people going off to Six Flags and there's this place you can go zip lining around here that's called Treetop Adventures. So there's a whole host of different things that are happening on the weekends, and the intensives will be students who are in the intensives will be wrapped into whatever the offsite programming for the weekend is. That said, we know that you guys in many cases have projects that you're working on a slightly tighter deadline, and so we try and make sure that you have as much free time as possible to get the work done that you need and want to get done for your program. We're getting close to the end of time. Do we have other questions? I want to make sure we get to anything else from you guys while we are still live, and if we don't get to anything that you need to ask us, you can always email us afterwards. Let's see. What do we have? Let's see. Any other questions out there, guys, who are currently logged in? Oh, okay. Let's see. So just as a quick reminder, if you have not yet applied, our application deadline is coming up. It's on April 1st. You do have until April 1st. It's a little more than a month, but don't be fooled by that because things do fill up. So for optimum choices and opportunities, we would definitely encourage you to apply sooner rather than later. We'd also remind you that you're going to need to get materials from a bunch of different places, so it's good to apply now and then chase your recommenders and your guidance counselors to get your recommendation letters and your transcripts to us. Any last questions before we wrap up? I am going to assume we're okay since no one seems to have anything super burning to ask. We would like to thank you all for joining us tonight. We will be loading a recording of this webinar to the web for your reference, and we'll email you a link afterwards. And as a reminder, you are always welcome to call us at now you have questions. You can call, hold on one second. I'm going to give you the number, and then I'm going to answer these two questions, and then we will wrap. All right, so you can call us at 617-627-0609. You can also email summer@tufts.edu. The last two questions sneaking in under the wire here is a question about how roommates are assigned. So once you're admitted, as part of your enrollment forms that you complete, there is a roommate survey, essentially, a housing survey, where we ask you about your preferences. Are you a night person? How much noise do you like? What's your, what are your living preferences, so we can make sure that you're not at war with your roommate for the time that you're here. And the other question was, can you take summer courses after you're done with high school?
Yeah, so our programs, specifically the Tufts College Experience, Tufts Summer Research Experience, Engineering Design Lab, and Programming and App Design are for our high schoolers only. Summer session for high schoolers, you can in that website that I gave you, that's summer.tufts.edu/courses, you can, if you're an incoming freshman or you're in college elsewhere, you are welcome to take courses and register for Tufts courses via that portal. So either commute to campus and take courses during the summer, or you can register for online courses. If you already graduated from high school, that is your option for summer programs at Tufts.
Okay, so now, now we are actually going to sign off, folks. Thank you for joining us. And for more information, you can visit our website, or you can call or email us at the information we already provided to you. We hope to see you all on campus this summer. Have a good evening.